Breakfast at Fishneys. What an eventful time it is right now for Dallas Cowboy fans and me and you. Mike Fisher here. This is the Fishbowl. That is the Star. We'll be at the Star in a little bit, the Zach Martin press conference this morning. We'd like to bring you along with us, and we'd like to have you be a part of this program and a part of what we do at BetUS. Thank you for the sponsorship of BetUS. 73,000 fish heads in Cowboy Nation. Can't be wrong. We are celebrating, of course, the fact that we are now officially right about the Cowboys and their $100 million opportunity in free agency. We have talked about blow it up since last February. We've talked about the $100 million plan since last September. Now it's coming to fruition. Those are gigantic fish to fry, pun intended. And we continue to deal with those things as we did last night. We'll do it again, we'll do it again, Fish at 6 tonight, and we'll do it from the Star all day long too. And of course at cowboyscountry.com. Here's a little draft concept for you. Let's go out of the box here. And we've got our Lamb, we've got our Osa, we've got our Brandon Aubrey, but we've also got the draft. Jerry Jones was on the field at AT&T Stadium, I guess this was last year, and Dion was there and Shedeur Sanders was there. And Jerry got to Gian and Han, and he said something to Shedeur about the idea that you're going to be the number one pick of the draft. And I remember seeing that at the time going, with all due respect to the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry, you've never even seen him play. You don't know anything about him, except that he's Dion's son. Well, now here we are. It's draft time coming at the end of April. And Jerry, it turns out, wasn't the only one talking about Shedeur as the number one guy in the whole draft. Dion talked about it too, and so did the Colorado quarterback Shedeur himself. Some teams kicked it around, at least for a time. And now they're not kicking it around anymore. We're getting to the point now where Cam Ward, the Miami quarterback, is seen as head and shoulders above Shedeur. We're getting to the point where Dart from Ole Miss, some people are saying he's better than Shedeur. We've got Quinn Ewers from Texas saying I'm better than all of them. Cowboys hold the number 12 pick in the draft. They should get a very quality player there. It's not going to be Shedeur. In fact, as we start to look now at mock drafts by people we respect, not only is Cam Ward above Shedeur by a wide margin, and not only are some other quarterbacks catching up with him, he's not guaranteed to go in the top 15 anymore. In fact, multiple mock drafts have him now slipping out of the first round. Diddly diddly dink, really? So Shedeur to the Cowboys with Dion and cut Dak and trade Dak and Dion take over Victor. No. Cowboys trade up to the number one pick and have Shedeur. No. But what if the Cowboys use pick number 12 on whatever? A conventional, the 12th best player in the draft. Or hopefully better than that. And then Shedeur really does slip out of the first round. The Cowboys don't need a new starting quarterback. I know we have our Dak Prescott arguments, but they don't need a new starting quarterback. And Shedeur would not come here and be the starting quarterback. But they are on the record as saying we'd like to draft a quarterback and we'd like to draft somebody that's developmental. That usually means, 5th round, 6th round. Let's draft Mike McCarthy's paperboy, Ben DiNucci. Hey! But time is starting to tell now, not that that's a bad idea, throw that dart. And I'm not talking about Jackson. But the 6th round quarterback usually ain't happening because, as Steven has pointed out, the guys you think are 6th round quarterbacks end up going in the 3rd round. What if you use the 2nd round pick in Dallas on Shedeur Sanders? Intriguing, right? The argument against it is solid. This is a Dak Prescott era for 2 years or 4 years. Give him every weapon you can give him. That's blow it up. That's $100 million of shopping. Be all in, for real, now. And by the way, the indications are that we're onto something there. At least second-tier free agency, selective aggression. But what if Shedeur Sanders is viewed as enough of a potential starting quarterback prospect? I know. He's too arrogant and he's too brash. He's got an average arm. He's got average athleticism. Maybe. But none of those things mean he can't be a starting NFL quarterback. How about the second round pick of the Cowboys on Shedeur? So the downside to it is we need to stock up on weapons right now. By the way, you should stack up and stock up by going to BetUS. BetUS.com. Go have some fun there. Use the promo code YouTube150 and get the 150% discount on your first investment up to $2,000 in your own betting genius. Do it. BetUS. BetUS.com. We've got all the speculation about the Cowboys and Dion and Shedeur, but that was all mythological. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. The second round, not the first round, not take over for Dak, not dump Dak. Get a quarterback prospect. The downside to it, the Cowboys need starting weapons right now. The argument for it is you are going to be done with Dak if things go great, 4 years. And of course, Shedeur Sanders sitting there for 4 years, that won't have done you much good. But it could be Dak Prescott in 2 years. You do have to consider an heir to Dak Prescott. You don't have to use a first-round pick on one, especially if he's not a player you love. But as Shedeur slips, it's worth thinking about. Same thing as Jackson Dart. It's worth thinking about. Not that he's going to come in here and beat out Dak, but he could come here and come here. What if Shedeur Sanders comes here and establishes, you know what? I'm an NFL backup quarterback. I'm going to be the NFL backup quarterback in Dallas for 4 years. Does that have value? Some of these ideas are not based on reality. And I'm talking about the first round, move up to 1, get him at 12. That's not real. And that's not necessarily an indictment of Sanders. It's not really his fault that people have misjudged him and misscouted him. I get the argument against it. The Cowboys are in a position right now. Go for it, all in, $100 million, blow it up. There's no need to take dumb risks with your picks. There's really good players at 12 that can help you right now. But the second round, where, by the way, Jerry Jones traditionally, he does think of the first round as we got to get our money's worth. I know he does. And he thinks of the second round as found money. Let's talk about it here. I'll review every comment as you get on, and are good. Your thoughts. Shedeur in the first round? No. Shedeur slipping to the second round? Let's give that a maybe. I will see you in a little bit. We'll be at the Zach Martin press conference at the Star. Come with us here at the Fish Report and at CowboysCountry.com. Thanks to BetUS. Thanks to you. 73,000 fish heads in Cowboy Nation. Can't be wrong.